Hey everyone, Indie Ninja here. I quite often get asked during the GMS leaderboards how I can bulldoze so smoothly, because usually I push forward from the front with the bulldozer, delete a lot of dirt before I actually bring in the excavator and front end loader to finish making my open pit. So I figured I would make a video to show you the basics of bulldozing. This area I have pre-selected, as you can see, overburden, and we're going to remove most of the overburden. So first thing you want to do, obviously, is bite into the dirt. So just blade all the way down, keep pushing forwards. If ever you get stuck, tap your blade up and then bring it back down again. Right, ready, boom. Now the key is, instead of going back and taking out another level's worth of dirt on the same strip, you're going to want to move over, because the more you're trying to shift, the harder it will be. Now this is just the first step. As you can see, the ground is not very even. Light might help. Always try to avoid driving on the spines, because your track will go over the top and then it will lift your body up into the air and you won't be able to move. So when it comes to grading the ground, making it flat and even, blade all the way down again, and then tap up just a little bit. You see this full blade, the full line on the bottom of the blade, half hidden, just a little bit up. Use that as your guideline. And the first thing it will do is remove the spines. But as you can see, this is going uphill, and that's because I bit into the ground from one end, tried to push it away, so it's going on a downhill grade. So now I'm going to go from the opposite direction, and again this is going to be a grading grading attempt. So blade all the way down, tap it up. It will start to push away the stuff that's higher up than the level that I'm on. But now I'm going to go a little further. Double back. Grade again here. Double back, and then I'm going to remove the spine. Again with the grading position of the blade. And the more you collect from the sides, the more likely you are to create more spines. That done, what I generally like to do, this is why I created this area here. I know you may think it counterproductive to remove an area you're not going to be digging, but it has purpose. Again, this is a grading run. And a lot of what you're going to be doing with it is grading position with the blade, not stripping, so to speak. I mean, you are stripping, but you're leveling it off as you strip. It's only realistically the first pass on each level of surface that is going to be the initial removal of a new level height of dirt. Get one more pass here. The reason I gave myself this extra space is because you don't want to keep having to go along in one direction and then double back along it to make sure that it's all the same level, like I did with the first pass. So now, what you want to do, grading again, anywhere from a third to half a blade into the new dirt. If it's a lot deeper than this, then you're going to want a lot less going into the new dirt. But with a grading level achieved, you're deleting the dirt, at the same time creating a flat surface, a level flat surface. Once you've made your first pass over everything, remember two things. One, save often. Once you're happy with what you've done, make sure to save it. Something might go wrong and you need to revert. Secondly, if you're going to dig this up with an excavator, then you're going to need more room than I've left over here. Excavators have quite a wide rear end and need room to swing around. So you might want to push the back wall further. It's entirely up to you, it's your game. This has just been my experience. Once you're happy with your first pass, again like I said, make sure to save. Then blade all the way down. This is why we made this little section here, to get you going. And just push deep. And as you can see, it's cutting a second level into the ground. Now, if you are confident enough to do more than just this little bit of height removal at a time, back up, cut in a second swath, or maybe a third. But remember, the lower down you go before you move over, the less you're going to want your blade over into the next section. And before you do move your blade over, like before, you're going to want to turn around and push back to level it off. Go in this direction just to make sure it's all the same level. Then do your left to right, rinse and repeat. That's all there is to it. And now this is not a digging, so we're going to have to blade up a little bit. So that didn't work because the bulldozer was propped up on the back somehow. That's better. Now, if you haven't got a lot of room to maneuver, don't worry. Just come in from the side for a little bit. blade was a little too high. I know just tap it up isn't an exact measurement, so it does take a little bit of practice. Sometimes even I have to double back, as you can see. Sometimes it's unavoidable, you're trying to push too much dirt, so go halfway up your slope, blade down. Oh, and in this case it's not going to work, is it? Sometimes if you're halfway up the slope you can in fact level up at that point, and I think it's because there is no dirt behind it. But that is where you've saved your game and you can continue. If it does do this and there's no way around it and you didn't save, bring in your excavator, scoop some off the top, dump it off to the side. It does happen, it's annoying. Not every time is going to be perfect, but and then just skim off the side of the bank that you've created. Keep going. And apart from the spine it creates, which you need to double back over, it's relatively flat on most passes. The more you're catching from the side of the bank, the more dirt's going to be added to the pile you're moving, and the more chances of creating spines. But as you can see, find out what corner is what. In fact, that one had overburden, as you saw at the beginning. There no longer is. So that is this bit I'm standing on right now. So that would mean that one, no overburden. That one, tiny bit left. Now you are going to want to keep an eye on your goal totals as well, because if you go too far down you will start deleting dirt as well. The first pass didn't delete too much, but there are different amounts, so just keep an eye on your levels. And there is one other thing you can do to help with that. Big block over there. If you don't want to bring in your excavator, because there is dirt on the other side of it. Let's see if this will work. Again, doesn't always, it depends on how much dirt there is to move. There you go. So then you can get back down on the other side and continue. But you see how smooth that was? The ground I created there? So that's all there is to it. It's just those three, four simple points and a lot of practice. Once you're comfortable here and you've got it down, you're relatively well in a flat area like this, maybe try it on a different clay. But hopefully that will help you guys out. If you have any other tips, tricks or anything like that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below and I will see about maybe making a video on it for you guys. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.